All right, Coach, we welcome everybody to the Garden State. EA Sports coverage of the NFL finds us at MetLife Stadium in East Rutherford, New Jersey. This is the scene just before we came on air. This New York crowd fired up by the arrival of their G-men as they burst from the locker room. They're ready to go as the Giants get set to match up with the New Orleans Saints. On the return, it's Ted Ginn Jr. Oh, an absolutely filthy juke. He's got some space now. Past the 20. 10. Touchdown, New Orleans. Ted Ginn, 98 yards. And the Saints have taken the early lead.
Brandon, my man, just one sentence for that one. Clinic.
And that's what they've done. They lead the league in points per game this season, but it's been quick strikeability as we saw on that drive.
I think they're actually intimidating defenses because they're back on their heels right away, wondering where it's going to come from, how they're going to hit them. This group is well organized, well coached, and extremely confident in what they do.
Now Foles to Barkley on the check down. It'll be a gain of 4, and that'll bring up second down.
They've got good playmakers on the offensive side of the ball. I don't know what happened last week to really hurt their performance and hold down their production, but I would dare say that this week in practice, there's a lot of talk about how they're going to increase their proficiency.
And that was a good start getting the playmakers involved. You mentioned that to me pregame. That's what they did there.
Yeah, I think a lot of people think the coaching staff really gets on them, and that's how they motivate them. Most of these guys are self-motivated. They have a lot of pride in their performance.
Here's Foles. And it's going to be incomplete. He was able to catch it there on the right sideline, but out of bounds, says the line judge. And it's going to bring up 4th down.
And 3rd down is a key down in any game you play. And 3rd down defense, something we've got to watch in this one. Got to be effective on the passing downs. That's a pretty good first step right there.
Here's Ginn. Well, he wasn't too far from breaking that. Officially, give him 15. And the Saints will take over with a 1st down and 10. They've got good starting field position as they come up here 1st and 10.
Got it.
Working from the gun, it's Breeze. He hits his target, left side, Watson. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. That one goes for 13 yards, and it moves the sticks.
I like how they work the tight end on a nice little under route there. And if you're going to give him that much space, he's not going to catch the football. He's going to run away from you a little bit, and that's exactly what he just did there, picking up extra yardage.
On 1st down, Breeze. And this is going to be caught. He won the fight for the football. A very solid gain of 27. And defensively, they were in zone coverage there. Do you have to be a little careful? You're losing playing against a good quarterback like he is to not play too much zone?
Yeah, you have to be careful about how much time you're giving up. I think it's a good point you just brought up. So maybe if you still want to play zone, you go to a zone blitz scheme. And you can drop anyone out of your defensive front. Defensive end, defensive tackle. It doesn't matter. You just exchange someone to bring more pressure towards the quarterback and still try and cover downfield.
Now a throw to the end end zone on first down, but it winds up incomplete. Oh, he had 6 points in his hands there. Couldn't hang on. Second down. After the incomplete pass, here now is 2nd and 10. And now the Giants will stop play as they take a timeout defensively. They'll have 2 remaining as we step aside here in this first quarter. So they'll come up after the incompletion for 2nd down. Breeze to throw again. And he's going to be taken down here. A sack back at the 32. Desmond Bryant with a great push up front. He picks up the sack and a loss of 8. Third and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. Breeze now to throw. Looking left side and completing it to Thomas. And he went nowhere. Well, he went backwards, back to the 33. It'll be a loss of a yard, and it'll be 4th down. And he put enough leg into it, but it's well off to the right and no good. And this score will stay right where it is.
It looked good when it left his foot, but he kind of sliced it a little bit, and he winds up missing it wide right.
Here's the Giant offense now making their way back out onto the field.
They were forced to punt last time, and I doubt sincerely that they'll have to punt here because they're gifted with terrific field position.
I don't even want to think about the idea that they would end up punting starting with this type of field position. Neither do they. Great starting spot, great opportunity to run your full playbook. If they want to take a shot here, they can go ahead and do it.
That pass play wound up for negative yardage, so here's 2nd and 11.
1-1-1.
Foles. On the catch, this is Russell Shepard. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. A good pickup there, 26 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 at the 36. They'll run it now out of the gun. And he stopped immediately there. No gain on the play there. 2nd down.
I know the scouting report on him is that he doesn't possess the eye discipline to be an elite linebacker. And what that means is his ability to read, react, and make a play. But on that one, he looked like one of those guys.
Now he'll look to throw here on 2nd and 10. Over the middle to Beckham. And he'll work it inside the 30 to the 29-yard line. The reception good for 7. It's 3rd down.
One thing I can say pretty safely, that route is not called if you don't have a guy who can throw the ball and put some mustard on it. Because if you're going to lollipop it in the middle of the field, bad things usually happen. It takes a strong-arm guy who can rifle it in there, and they were able to successfully complete that one.
And inside the 20 before he's brought down. First catch for him. It's good for a dozen and a 1st down. First trip to the red zone for the Giants. They've got a 1st and 10 at the 17. From the red zone now, they'll look to throw. And his throw is incomplete. The linebacker, Demario Davis, got a hand in to break that one up.
It's always a battle. Who's going to win on first down, the offense or the defense? Let's face it, if you've got the ball, 4 yards or more on first down is what you're aiming for. They tried to throw for it there. Nice effort to knock that one away and bring up second down.
On second down, here's Barkley. Able to fight for about 4 yards there to the 13.
Well, they certainly had success throwing the ball on this drive and not as much running it as we just saw once again on that last play. Stopped after a very short gain. But I wouldn't abandon the run totally because otherwise, pass rushers just tee off on your quarterback. Makes it very, very difficult for him in that situation.
Tempo, tempo, tempo. 1, 1, 1. Go, go, go.
On third down, he'll drop to throw. And he'll lay out and pull it in. What a diving catch there. Just a 5-yard pickup, and it leads to fourth down.
Well, that's just simply not right. To make that kind of a catch, that spectacular, and not get a first down out of it.
I guess he could put it on his personal highlight reel, however.
Yeah, he'll get the catch, he'll get the yardage, but he doesn't get what he really wants.
And no move to get the offense off the field. They'll stay put on 4th and 1.
Hayden's goal. Hayden's goal.
A first carry for the Clemson man, Wayne Gallman, going absolutely nowhere. He'll wind up losing a yard or two. They'll get neither the touchdown nor the first down. And the Saints will have the football back. And now the Saints get set to trot out there. Last time out, they had that long 50-plus yard field goal that they missed.
And I'm sure on their sideline they're thinking to themselves, okay, do we still want to try one if we're in that position again? And I would dare say that the answer would be yes. They're going to have a lot of confidence in their kicker. But just to be on the safe side, I'm sure they told their offensive guys, can we get a little bit closer this time?
Get a little closer.
Yeah, well, you know, I'd rather get in the end zone first and foremost. But if all else fails, less of a field goal attempt for him.
Staying on the ground on first with Kamara. And he's going to be met at the line of scrimmage and taken down. And credit the tackle to Cliff Averill. And as a defensive end, getting off the ball quickly, swarming to the football, making a tackle, that's what we saw right there.
Yeah, and that's what their job is. And really, a lot of the time, they have to throttle back a little bit in the run game because you know those defensive ends, they're like in a sprinter stance. They're just headed straight for the quarterback. That was good recognition on that play to hold them to no gain.
Loss of 14 on the play, and they're going to be staring at a 3rd and long here. With Charles Davis, I'm Brandon Gaudin. It's Saints football to begin quarter number 2. They do, however, have a tough 3rd and long coming up.
Hey, break it down, fellas. Break it down. Over. Got it. You ready? 36, 36. 5-8, 5-8.
To throw is Breeze. He's going to fire one deep, middle of the field. And incomplete. The contact made the ball roam free and brings up 4th down.
Even without a ton of pressure in his face, it just shows how difficult it is to pick apart his own defense. Those guys are sitting back, and they're not playing receivers as much as they're playing the eyes of the quarterback and when he delivers the ball.
He'll take it at the 42. And that's a 48-yard punt with the coverage holding him to 3 on the return. And it'll be Giant football 1st and 10. And New York set to take the field. And on the last drive, they were in field goal range. They just opted not to kick it, didn't get it. How does that change the mentality this go-around?
I don't think it changes much for the head coach because this is what he preaches all the time. Attack at all times in any spot on the field, and he likes touchdowns, not field goals. Now, your field goal kicker, you've got to make sure you nurse him through and say, okay, don't worry about it. When we need you, you've got to be ready to go. And the team, of course, loves to see points on the board. So let's see if it changes a little bit if they're in the same spot again.
Yeah, we'll see what the decision is here if they get to that spot. And 2nd and 10, he'll look to throw again. Now a hit and falls, loses the football. It's out. And they have the football and will set up shop at the 33-yard line.
With no running backs in the backfield to help pass protect, all the receivers in their patterns, it's going to be hot routes. If they sense a blitz or pressure on the quarterback, they've got to be prepared to break routes off early and get the football. In this case, never even had a chance. They popped the ball free in the backfield.
This is Ingram on 1st and 10. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. That's going to go as a loss of a yard, and it'll be 2nd down. They stay on the ground. This time it's Kamara. And he's going to fight his way forward here for a modest gain. The tackle by Janoris Jenkins.
On a 2nd and long, it's really nice to see an offense that has enough confidence to run the football in that situation. I think that goes back to their practice and game planning. They've seen things that they've seen on tape and in previous games that led them to believe that even in a long-distance situation, they can still run the football and gain enough yardage to put themselves in a good spot on 3rd down.
Now Breeze on 3rd down. He'll get the 1st down and more inside the 20. And he's going to get it down to the 14-yard line.
That was a nicely run slant route, and what the receiver's trying to do is make the defender think he's going upfield for a deeper route and then breaks it off, usually after about 3 to 4 steps, and cuts towards the middle of the field. And now what he's trying to do is use his body to keep the defender away from the football and give the quarterback a really nice target.
And he's got it. Touchdown, Saints. Cameron Meredith, his 4th touchdown on the year. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. And he knocks it through. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This is taken at his 4. And he'll get it up to about the 26-yard line, just across the 25. New York set to take the field. Already down 2 touchdowns here in the 1st half. This becomes a pretty important drive, doesn't it?
It certainly does, and a lot of teams script plays. We know that, right? They have a script to start the ball game, and typically those scripts go between 12 and 24, 25 plays. Down 2 touchdowns early, probably not very deep into their script. I think that they'll stay with it. I don't think they'll abandon it just yet and try and generate some offense on this drive.
Anything. And this is caught right along the sideline. What a job of keeping the toes in bounds there. That goes for a gain of 31.
Well, partner, I'm not sure how this drive's going to end, but how about the way they flip field position there? A nice attacking play that picked up a heck of a chunk of yardage.
They'll look to throw now on 1st down. Caught left side, it's Beckham. They give him 17 yards that time as that'll move the chains.
I like that one, partner. They go back-to-back with excellent gains, and really it shouldn't be a surprise who they were throwing the ball to. He's their best guy.
Yeah, we knew that they would get him involved early. They're doubling down on getting him involved early.
Don't be surprised if they'll come right back to him again. They haven't shown the propensity to be able to stop him.
A 1st down carry for Barkley. And he'll get this one down to about the 10-yard line. 2 yards on the carry there. It'll be 2nd down.
Sometimes play calls boil down to philosophy. You know you're facing one of the top 10 units against the run in the NFL. So do you decide to keep smashing against them, or do you decide to throw the ball here?
It's Barkley on the counter. Touchdown number 1 of the NFL career for young star Saquon Barkley, as they are now on the board here in the 1st half. And that moment we just saw, always so special for any rookie, the 1st touchdown of his career.
And there's nothing like anticipation, is there? You know he's been dreaming about it, thinking about it. It's been a part of every bit of his being. And finally, it gets done. He's got to feel great right now.
PAT up and good by Rosas. And that'll make our score 14-7. And this will not be returnable. It's out of the back of the end zone for a touchback. Now the Saints offense, they get ready to go back to work here. And for them, a touchdown their last go-around. Obviously, they'll be hoping to do that again.
And when you start plotting for this drive, when you start thinking to yourself, okay, what are we going to do? You don't go away from what you did before because that worked, but you have to be prepared for wrinkles and counters because you know they'll make some adjustments.
Steps away, and he can't find anywhere to go with it, and he goes down. Dalvin Tomlinson in there to get him his second sack now of the afternoon. Sacks a growing theme in this first half. This is 2nd and long. Off the play fake to Kamara. It's Breeze eluding the pressure right. He almost had it. The big D lineman nearly had an interception. Instead, it falls down incomplete. And Charles, got to like what this defense has been able to do these last couple of plays.
Yeah, they get the sack on first down, then they force the incomplete pass. Now they're just a play away from getting the football right back, but it's a big play. They've got to hold up.
Easy. 5-9.
On 3rd and long, it's Breeze. That's caught by Meredith right side. And able to get it here to about the 16-yard line. They get only 4 that time as that leads us to a 4th down.
Well, that's certainly playing down in distance very well by the defense, isn't it? Take whatever you want underneath by all means.
Fielded at the 33. Almost outkicked his coverage there. 48-yard punt, but 10 on the return. And out will come the offense as they take over. The Giants offense now gets ready to head back onto the field. And that last drive, a long drive, but not just that. They had a great air attack going. Do they stick with that?
I would think that they would, because if they were confident enough to do it on the last drive, starting backed up in their own territory.
And he will not be able to get away as Foles is taken down. Cameron Jordan in there to drop him for his 5th sack of the year.
Flat. 1-1-1. Tiger. Okay.
He'll look to throw on the crossing route, complete. That's right. 6 yards is the pickup, and that'll lead to a 3rd down.
The goal for any offense versus a zone defense, find the holes where guys are available and put the ball on the receiver before any defender can step up and fill it.
They did it well there. Perfectly executed crossing route. The Giants on 3rd down. Just 1 for 3 thus far. This is 3rd and 11. They'll set up a throw. He rifles one that's intercepted. Picked off near the 42. And they will set up shop at their own 41-yard line. He had a little bit of the turnover bug last week, 3 interceptions. Not an absolute disaster, but another one here. Do you start to get a little worried?
You worry about your team as a whole because you have to find a way to make those interceptions, quote-unquote, go away, and that means your defense. They've got to go out there on sudden change and at least hold people to field goals. And if that keeps happening, they lose confidence in the quarterback, and then no one plays well.
And he'll be brought down just shy of midfield at the 49-yard line. A good pickup there. 8 yards on the first down completion.
I always laugh when people say, what's the toughest route to defend? And I'm like, any of them, especially if it's a good receiver. That makes things very difficult. But when you're running a drag route, something short, shallow, going through defenders, using guys almost as screens in order to get open, that makes things tougher, guys trying to get to the football.
Now Breeze. Caught on the left side by Ginn. And this time he's able to take it down to the 42. Breeze to another long-time vet, Ginn, for the New Orleans first. Two minutes to go here in the first half. We're back to East Rutherford, but first this timeout.
Hey, easy. Ready. You're ready. Got it.
Throwing on first down is Breeze. On the check down, he finds Kamara. And he'll get it inside the 40 to the 39. Give him 3 on the play, and that'll make it 2nd down.
Here we go.
Again, they'll throw with Breeze. Catch here, left side, Thomas. And he's going to be out of bounds down inside the 20. A good pickup there, a 22. And a good quarterback facing zone coverage. If he has just a little bit of time to survey the scene, that's what's going to happen.
No doubt about it. If there's no pressure, he's going to continue to pick them apart because he'll have all that time to find someone open downfield. He can only cover for so long. So maybe they want to go to a zone blitz scheme, get a little bit more pressure. Remember when Carolina did that against Denver? They lost the game ultimately. They dropped the defensive end out, and he ended up with an interception in that game in Super Bowl 50. Maybe some sort of scheme like that to try and get more pressure at the passer.
Running with Kamara. And now running right through it. And he's brought down. It's a 10-yard gain there, and it sets him up now 1st and goal. Alvin Kamara really settling into the league in his second season. And, of course, he came out of Tennessee, but not a lot of people remember he started at Alabama.
He did and got caught in that big mix of running backs at Bama. And they like those bigger, thicker runners, those guys who can break down defenses through the middle. Alvin Kamara ended up leaving Alabama, going to a junior college for a while. I believe he went to Hutchinson Junior College before matriculating at Tennessee and finding his way to the NFL, where he is now a star.
Try to pound it in, Kamara. And he is in for the score. Touchdown, New Orleans. A great play there. His 6th touchdown of the season. And the Saints add on to their lead. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. This will be taken in at the 1. And a nice return sets him up pretty good here at the 30-yard line. And the Giants ready to come out now. And what do you think goes on here in this situation? If you got the football, you're trailing, you're back in your own territory with just a little time. Do you try something?
You're thinking about jump-starting your team, right? You just mentioned it. They're down. They're trying to get back into the game. But you've got to figure if something goes wrong, you may have put yourself in a spot where you may not be able to come back in the second half. Managing risk, this is a big decision here.
Go, go, go. Hey, six.
They go back to the air here after the INT on the last drive. To Shepard, complete over the middle. And getting this just shy of midfield, they'll spot it at the 49. And now we won't see a play on 1st down. We're going to get a timeout instead. As the stoppage will come with 23 seconds to go till halftime. Foles now 11 of 15 through the air. Here's 1st and 10.
Go, go, go.
Now Foles. Looking for Shepard deep. He's got it at the 15. They give him a gain of 38. Now a signal and a timeout call as it comes with 9 seconds to go in this first half of play.
Here we go, here we go.
Here's Foles. And that'll be incomplete with just 6 seconds left on the clock. There defensively to break that one up, Ken Crawley. An incomplete pass on 1st down. That leads to a 2nd and 10.
One. Go, go, go. Tonight. 180.
Back to throw. Oh, and this ball's tipped and intercepted. It's the safety, Kurt Coleman. And he's got daylight. It's a foot race. 30, the 20, 10, And he will take this one home. It's a touchdown.
Partner, what we just saw, that's a great example of a team that was really amped up. They've been playing so well, yet they didn't get overexcited and have a bust on defense and gave up a big play. Instead, they created their own big play with a pick six. This one may be over.
Yeah, it's just the first half, but that lead has swelled to the point where you're wondering if it is over already.
Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And they will not get a chance to return this one as it's through the end zone for a touchback. Here's the Giant offense now as they get ready to take over here. They have the ball here for the inaugural drive of the second half. Pretty big deficit, though. We'll see what adjustments were made in that locker room.
And I never want to make something more important than it actually is, right? I don't want to create more hype than what is there. But this is I'm doing it, though. This is a really important drive. And we often talk about teams scripting plays to start a game. A lot of them script to start the second half, too. And they're scripting something that they expect to get them into the end zone and back into this game.
We'll see if that script is a good one for them. Meanwhile, they take a shot to start the drive, but this is going to wind up incomplete. An incomplete pass leads to 2nd and 10 from the 25. He'll drop to throw. And the Saints pressure gets him. Brought down for a sack. Sheldon Rankins coming up the middle, gets him there for a loss of about 9.
Hey, go. Sound goal. Sound goal.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's going to go for a big play downfield and almost picked off. I guess the good news for them now, it's 4th down.
Well, we're into the second half now, and this is an offense that continues to struggle to sustain a drive.
Looks like they're just totally out of sync, whether they're running the ball, passing the ball like we saw there. I don't know. The rhythm seems off.
Now the attention turns to the Saints offense getting ready for their first possession of the second half. They were able to get the ball back here, didn't surrender any points. Now they'll look to add to that lead.
Hey, how about the boost the defense gave them? Going right out on the field, shutting them down, not giving up any points, and turning the ball back over. They want to do their part now and show them a little respect and some gratitude by scoring some points.
And to get a little more cushion. Now it looks like we'll get a timeout as there's a Saints player down here on the field. We'll get an update when we return to MetLife Stadium. Now Breeze throwing on 2nd down. And he can't get rid of it. He's taken down. Damon Harrison getting in there from his defensive tackle spot to snow him under for a loss of 4. 3rd and long now after the sack of Breeze, and the Saints up against it here. From the gun, it's Breeze. And the pressure gets to him again. Cliff Averill, he's the one to get him this time. And back-to-back sacks are going to bring up a 4th down. Here's Thomas Morstead now as the drive goes backwards, so he's on to punt it away. And he didn't quite have the backspin on that one. It hits at the 4 and continues into the end zone. It's a touchback. The Giants offense now, they get ready to head back on the field. And on the last go-around, they really couldn't get anything going.
They had to punt from deep inside their own territory, which means you're going to lose the field position battle as a general rule. What they're looking for now is a little more consistency, move the ball at least a few times on offense, get a couple of first downs, and hopefully flip the field.
Yeah, just something to build off of. That's what they're looking for here. Now with the play clock about to expire, we get a whistle and a timeout. It's just their first, so 2 remaining as they burn one here in this 3rd quarter. Foles. It's hauled in by Shepard. And he's brought down after a good gain. And a nice gain at 21 yards.
1-1-1. Tiger, Tiger. 1-1-1-1. Okay.
Back to throw now on first down. Looking left side, and he's got a man. That's right. A really good pickup of 28 yards. So in Saints territory now. Here's 1st and 10 down at the 31. They'll look to throw here. That's caught by his tight end, Evan Ingram. And he'll be out of bounds just inside the 25-yard line. A gain of 6 there on first.
One thing you're hoping for when you run drag routes, you're able to hit a receiver in stride, and he can pick up a lot of yardage after the catch. But in this situation, the defense was effective, able to stop him before he could get a good head of steam going.
That is caught inside the 5. And they do get him down, but he's inside the 5 all the way to the 3. Two of their 3 red zone trips so far they've come up empty on. They'll look to reverse that trend on 2nd and goal. They come out here in the I. They'll try to pound it in with Goldman. And he is in. Touchdown, New York. A great effort there. His first touchdown on the year. And the Giants are able to cut into this lead. That's a score you felt they had to have here in the 3rd quarter to get back in this game.
And you know that there's an emphasis on their side. Hey, we know this. We know where we are. But sometimes that binds you up so much that you try too hard, you don't get the score. A perfect combination of urgency, yet relaxed enough to get it done.
This is taken at his 4. Oh, it shifts past him. And he'll bring it a few past the 20 to the 23-yard line. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. This is sort of what you would call a put-away drive, isn't it? They score here, especially a touchdown. It's almost out of reach.
It certainly feels that way, and I think that they're going to call their plays accordingly because what you really want to do, even though you know the scoreboard is still up there and the game's going to go on, in fact, you can take the spirit away from another team, that their drive and will to come.
A big seam, and he might go all the way. Touchdown, New Orleans. A big play there. 77 yards. And the Saints now add 6 to their lead. Lutz good on the extra point. And the decision to just kick the extra point winds up successful. Morstead, the punter, out to kick it off. And that'll carry over the back line of the end zone for a touchback. And now out come the Giants. I guess they have to feel a little gratified to at least get on the board last time, but still work to do.
No doubt about it. I wonder now if they're going to try to increase the urgency a little bit, maybe pump up the pace, maybe go 2-minute. Who knows? Let's see what they decide to do.
They'll come out throwing here to start the drive. Over the middle, complete. That's Shepard. And they're going to get this one all the way out across the 45. 23 yards on the play. Now a play fake here on first down. Flushed out right. And he can't find a receiver, and he's brought down. Trey Hendrickson in there to sack him for a loss of 6. A rough couple of weeks for the man under center. 5 sacks last week, 4 now this week. Do you try to design some quicker developing plays if you're an offensive coordinator?
I think you do that. I think you also change his launch point at times. In other words, move your pocket to the right, to the left. Roll him out, bootleg him. Do some different things so they can't just rely on the fact that he's going to take 3 to 5 steps back in the pocket and line up and throw the football.
Yeah, current formula is not working right now. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
Go, go, go. Go, go, go.
They'll look to throw here on first down. Incomplete, but a penalty flag is down in the backfield. Let's get the call. Well, your QB's been sacked 4 times in the game already, and they're the holding goal.
And you know darn well the offensive line coach is frustrated and upset that he's been hit that many times already. He doesn't really care that they hold now. Just don't let him get hit anymore.
Back to throw here. That is caught right at the 10-yard line. And out of bounds all the way down at the 2-yard line. A very nice pickup of 33 yards.
We just saw him hit a big play there on a deep post. And most of the time, the post isn't available because usually you have defenders in the middle of the field. But if you throw enough curls and crossing routes and underneath routes, I know from experience, they get tired of watching those balls get caught. They start to creep up a little.
And he takes it into the end zone for a giant TD. A great play there with 2 touchdowns on the season, both in this game. And the Giants are able to draw a bit closer. Rosas good with the extra point, and the lead will be cut down to 14. Rosas now to kick this one away. It's a very short kick, taken right at the 20. And they're going to start this drive in pretty good shape as they get it up past the 30. Out onto the field comes New Orleans. And coming off a one-play drive that was so deflating for the defense, what's their mentality? How do they rally here and stop this offense?
Well, hopefully there's some determination that sets in because they weren't ready to go on the last one. Give all the credit to the offensive guys for getting it done, but to allow a run of that length, that's just not being prepared. So now, are they determined? Are they ready to read their keys and make the proper plays?
And we'll see how determined they are. They pick up 12 on the play there, and they move the chains. Breeze now, 12 of 15 throwing the ball, 80% so far, and it's 1st and 10. Shotgun now for Breeze. Flush to his right. And he takes a shot on the release as this will be incomplete.
And that's one he's got to be happy to have back. There wasn't a hole open in the zone.
You'd have to think on early downs like that first down there, need to be a little bit more careful.
Yeah, fortunately for him, got a couple more downs to play with.
So now 2nd and 10 after the incompletion on first down.
Got it. 36, 36.
To throw is Breeze. Throw left side, taken in by Meredith. And he'll be brought down at the 48-yard line. 8 yards on the completion, but now they face 3rd down.
When you see zone defense and you know you've got a drag route on as your primary call, you've got to be really careful as a passer about how far you let your guy go because he might wander into some tough coverage.
2nd down pass play got him 8 yards. Now they've got a 3rd and a couple remaining. Here's Kamara trying to run for it. He lost 2, and it brings up 4th.
Hey, a lot of points have been scored in this game, but what a nice play by the defense. Stepping up on that one, maybe they'll get things going in their direction after a play like that.
Here's Thomas Morstead now. He'll boot it away from about his 35. And that'll hit in the end zone. Much too much leg there. That'll be a touchback. And here comes the Giants offense back out onto the field. Last time they were out here, they had the benefit of good field position, led to a touchdown. This time, they're going to have to work for it.
They are, but with that last drive that culminated in a touchdown, I think they carry that confidence into this one. Doesn't matter where you start with the football now, they have to feel great about their opportunity.
They'll try and start this drive in the air. Now a hit and Foles loses the football. It's out.
On plays like this where the ball comes free, it's often unusual for the team that lost it to get it back because this is the quarterback. The ball gets away from him, Everyone else is trying to execute what they're supposed to do on offense. They're usually looking in the other direction, downfield, or have moved away from him. In this case, though, a teammate is able to come up with the ball.
A free 5 yards as the defense jumps.
I know it's an anticipation game for them, but it's also a reaction game, and they reacted poorly on that one.
After the encroachment penalty, here's 2nd and 5. They'll drop to throw. And he's going to be intercepted a 3rd time. Picked off by Marshawn Lattimore. So now
all week long, he vowed to take that number down. Told the guys on the team, don't worry, things are going to pick up. I've got this. But he is in a major league rut right now. Let's see if his teammates can pick him up along the way.
You're right. He talked about being cool, calm, collective, rebounding. Not rebounding right here.
Ready?
They start the drive on the ground. Kamara. And he'll be taken down right around the 34 after a pickup of only a yard.
Nice job by that defensive front there to hold him to a short gain on 1st down. Well played, I must say.
Yeah, only getting 1 yard. There was no room to run. Breeze to throw on 2nd down. And I think that one might have been intercepted, but he will be ruled out of bounds. So this will go only as incomplete. He was trying to get it to his running back, Alvin Kamara, and it'll bring up 3rd down. Working from the gun, it's Breeze. Escaping the pressure right. That's complete to Meredith. And he's taken down, but not before he gets this into enemy territory across the 40. That one goes for 29 yards on 3rd down. It's the Saints. They'll be looking to expand their lead here. They've got the football as we start the 4th. So the drive takes him into Giants territory now. 1st and 10 at the 38.
Get set. 21. 12. Got it.
Here's Breeze. Over the middle, open is Thomas. And inside the 20 before he's brought down. Another big gainer that time. This one goes for 19 yards.
Another nice pickup through the air, and I think a lot of people might expect them to run the ball in this situation, Brandon, but with this lead, they're electing to throw the football. Swings, slants, quick outs, things that they consider safe.
A 10th carry for Kamara. 19 on the last play, 19 more here, and another 1st down.
He's still rumbling, isn't he? Still looking fresh in this one despite the heavy workload. But you and I both know, well-conditioned, and he did tell us that he thrives on being at his peak late in ball games.
They'll run it with Kamara. And maybe a measure of revenge there. He's had his way in this one, but this time they get him behind the line. It's a loss of a yard there, and now 2nd down.
Easy.
He's going to get it running right. Called a gain of a yard as they get a little bit closer here. It's 3rd and goal. The 4th quarter here, they've got the lead. They want to keep it on the ground. That's what they're doing.
Smart football. Keep the clock grinding. Keep it going. But you got to figure now, they're going to see more people stacked up at the line of scrimmage as they try and bleed it out.
5-9.
They'll try to run it in. It's Kamara. And he takes it across and into the